Hi, my name is Diane Shapiro, and I'm candidate for Alderman here in the 46th Ward. I'm looking forward to making a difference in my city, where I have lived all of my life in 5 different wards. The most important thing I feel as an alderman is to represent all of the constituents of the city, not just one select group. The 46th Ward is one of the most, if not the most, diverse wards in the whole city. We run the gamut from the poorest of the poor to the wealthy, and I believe that it's important to serve every single member of the community. In 2008, I ran for Circuit Court Clerk against the incumbent Dorothy Brown. And although I did not win the election, I received the endorsements of the Tribune, Sun-Times, and Daily Herald, and in the end received 28% of the countywide vote. I believe that our city has been abandoned by its present leaders, and I'm tired of all of the corruption, the nonsense, selling off of parking meters and Migsfield and things like that without any input from the citizens of the city of Chicago. I'm a lifelong Chicagoan. I retired last year after 33 years of government service working for Cook County. I served honorably and ethically, and I think it's important for people like myself who are retired to remain in Chicago and fight for the city in which we grew up. I was raised in Rogers Park. I attended school at Decatur, Boone, and Mather, and I well recall walking to school. It was lovely. Those were the days when kids attended all neighborhood schools. And I know it might seem a little bit pie in the sky, but I do believe that when children and families become attached to the neighborhood, they know where they belong, they feel they belong, and everybody knows everybody. I would like to work with the Chicago Police Department to clean up the uptown area. We have a serious problem with crime. It's out of control, and I think it's time for the community leaders to take responsibility and to be hands-on. We have a problem in the uptown area with homelessness and mental illness. As an adult probation officer, I worked in the mental health unit of the adult probation department. I well know the problems that we have with mental illness. I was an investigator with the adult probation department as well, and for 7 years the only Spanish-speaking officer, among other languages that I speak. There are so many things that I believe and know that I can do to help my city. I would like to see the restoration of Meigs Field. I would like to see the parking meters returned to the city of Chicago. One of the most important things that we need to do in Chicago is to cut back on expenses. And I believe that we need to cut 10% across the board everywhere, including the salary of aldermen. And I also believe that the number of aldermen should be reduced from 50 to 25. In a city as large as Chicago, and with communication as good as it is, we don't need that many people. If, according to the Chicago Tribune, we were to eliminate the costs of waste, fraud, and corruption, we could save our city $500 million. That would balance our budget in short order. I'm sure everybody would agree. But we need to start at ground zero, and I am going to tithe 10% of my salary, regardless, to neighborhood causes, to the food pantries, the synagogues, the churches, and so forth that are doing outreach work with people in the neighborhood. It's important for an elected leader to be an example for everybody else. I've been teaching public speaking at Triton College for the last 10 years. I've always taught my students to use their voice as a musical instrument and their words as their music. You need to ask for what you want, and I am asking you for your vote. I promise you that I will be the kind of politician and elected official that you will be proud of. There is no excuse for apathy. This is a critical election, and now more than ever, your vote counts. Don't forget that. Every vote matters. And I am asking you, from my heart, to give me the opportunity to serve you and be the kind of elected leader that Chicago can be proud of.